and welcome back to the Wildcat Podcast. This is Senior Memories 2. We have Colt Falcon,
hello,
Alisha Yoder,
Yeah.
Arie Roper, and then Payton.
And Alex on the camera.
Yeah, Alex on the camera. He's taking over Mr. Clement's spot of interrupting at random times.
Yeah.
So this is the second episode of Senior Memories. Each person will give 2 stories if they have them. And so let's go ahead and start with Colt.
The first memory comes from sophomore year, Mr. Toll's class. Every day I'd go in there, I'd sit in his chair. He told me not to. And one day he got really upset at me and kind of hollered to get out of his chair. So I farted in it, and he gave me detention.
What possessed you to fart in it?
He was giving me attitude.
So when someone gives you attitude, you just fart.
It's like, like a possum plays dead. Natural instinct.
That's understandable.
Yep. The second story, probably Hillsborough this year, the football game. We just got a sack on defense, and I thought it'd be a good idea to jump up and celebrate, and I came down and tore my meniscus.
For the people who don't know, what is meniscus?
Something in your knee, I think.
It's a tendon in your knee.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Corby's got credit to half of that because he came down on it in the same game.
I think you can also give credit to Caleb breaking his neck.
I did tell him to do that.
He did.
And then
You made him do it though.
No, he said, I hope you stub your toe on a Lego, and I told him, I hope you break your neck, and not a month later, he broke his neck.
He still has yet to stub his toe.
I've still yet to stub my toe.
It'd be great if you stubbed it walking out.
That would be.
That would be entertaining.
Highly. Alicia.
Well, one of my favorite
Thank you,
memories from high school would probably have to be going and cheering at state basketball my freshman year. It was one of the longest drives I had ever had cheer-wise. It was in Emporia, so it was a good 2-hour drive on a bus with a bunch of kids because that's back when we did pep buses. So I ended up falling asleep on the bus, and I had my full face makeup on. I had my foundation. I had lipstick. I had the whole 9 yards because, state basketball. You got to look good. So I fall asleep. I got my headphones on. I wake up, and somebody has taken like 3 or 4 pictures. I mean, I looked at the pictures. Oh, I thought it was really funny. Well, then I go to look at the seat, and my entire, all of my makeup was on the seat. I hardly had any makeup left on my face. It had all gone off on the seat. So that was a little embarrassing, and I had to redo my makeup in 10 minutes. So that's one of my funny memories from high school. My other one would have to be, it's also cheer related. I was cheering at the Kingman tournament, and we went to do spiriting and whatnot in front of the student section, and I did a kick, and my shoe ended up flying off. I have really big feet, size 11 feet, so my shoes are, I said have. So my shoes are absolutely massive. Well, I kick, my shoe flies off, and it ends up hitting a ref in the back of the head. That was super duper embarrassing for me, and everybody just laughed and laughed and laughed, and I will never live that down. So.
No.
How did the ref like being hit in the back of the head?
He laughed as well. I think he was a little irritated, but there's really nothing you can do about it. I didn't do it on purpose, so he just kind of had to deal with it. And if he had an issue with it, I don't really care.
I can go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of have 3 because 2 of mine are really small. But one of my favorite memories from high school is freshman year in geometry class with Toll, and Cody Showalter had his iPad, and he held his iPad up, and there was a picture of a naked woman on it, and he was teasing Toll because Toll wasn't turning around, and then Toll heard him and turned around, and Cody was looking at one of us still holding it up, and we were like, Cody, and he put it back down, but it was too late, so then we all got participation points taken off for laughing at it, and I'm pretty sure he got a detention. And then my other 2 are basketball related. So one of them, I think it was my sophomore year in a basketball game. I was on the bench. I had just come out of the game, and the ref was running down the court, and my dad went to coach, and he throat punched the ref. And the ref asked me for my water bottle, and so I had to give him my water bottle, and he put his lips on it, and it was really gross. And that was kind of embarrassing. And then my other one is freshman year. We won a game. I don't know who we were playing, but Caitlin Stuckey had a towel, and she was swinging it, and it hit my dad, and it wrapped around his face. And so that was pretty funny watching that happen.
I'm going to have to ask him about these next hour.
Oh, one more. Sorry.
That's
Another
fine.
one is my freshman year. We were in the huddle, and Dad said something, and Susan Mattingly coughed on her water and spit it all over my dad's face and all over his board. So it's been kind of rough for him.
Yikes. Okay. My turn?
Yeah?
All right. So one of my favorite memories from high school was freshman year forensics. Alisha and I had a duet, and it was really weird because it was about this guy that was trying to go vegan. So he tried, or I guess a girl trying to go vegan. So she tried to eat her best friend, which in the play was me. And
I was this to
so
be
she
vegan.
would be so horrified to eat meat again that she would just go vegan and not go back. That was a very awkward one because she actually took a bite, like she bit my shoulder. Like
I did.
in the play, she had to bite my shoulder, so that was
100%.
weird. But
Send it.
we went to, I can't remember what tournament we went to, but we beat Jacob Miller and JC
McPherson.
Ummel. It was McPherson. We beat Jacob Miller and JC Ummel in the finals round, and we thought we didn't have a chance. So that was pretty good. And then probably my other favorite memory was Friday. It's kind of a good, bad situation because I got my butt chewed out. But we played Hoisington on Friday, and this kid was going for a last-second shot, and I was going for a rebound on the other side, and he's going for this full-court heave. And so I'm going for the rebound, trying to get a shot up, and he catches it, and I'm right there already. So naturally, I think, why not take a swing at the shot? So I stuffed it right back to him. It hit off of his wrist. He was still holding his wrist halfway through the fourth quarter, and off of one of his teammates' faces. So that was pretty good until my dad about killed me. He said if I fouled anybody on a shot like that, I wouldn't play the rest of the year. And I didn't get credit for a block on the stats. I was pretty mad.
It was the
at
funniest
time.
thing ever.
It was pretty funny
It was
because,
awesome.
I'm just standing there. I'm 6'3", and I just put a hand up and whacked it right back at him. So naturally, he didn't like that.
That poor kid that it hit in the face.
That came off with some heat
Yeah,
too.
it did.
Because that went But yeah, those were some pretty good memories.
This took a complete 180 from the first episode where every story was about Sutherland except for like two.
Hold on. I want to talk
We
about
can
Sutherland
talk
real
about
quick.
Sutherland.
If you
wanna
have
talk-
more stories, go ahead. We need all the
want to
time
talk
we can
about
get.
Sutherland
All
real
right.
quick. I can't remember if Nate and Jimmy talked about this in the last one. But one day, I had Sutherland 2 hours in a row. I had him for English and then debate, second and third hour. So, and then band was fourth hour. And so, I get done with English and I'm, already getting tired of it. And I'm just like, all right, let's get it over with. So debate rolls around, we get through that class. For some reason, we got stuck on forensics and how Jimmy wasn't going to do forensics. And, Nate and I also were not planning on doing forensics, but we singled Jimmy out. And so Sutherland kept trying to talk Jimmy into it. And, bell rings, everybody else leaves. It's still me, Nate, Jimmy, and then Jaron Caffrey. So we're all standing in there talking to Sutherland, blah, blah, blah. We're trying to get out, because Sutherland is very long-winded and
Very
you
talkative.
get tired of him real quick.
Yes.
And so, we're doing this. We look at the time. We're just like, wow, this is rough. We get out to band, and our class periods are 40 minutes, right? We get to band with 10 minutes left in class. Miss Hayes is livid. She's ripping us a new one. I'm just like, I'm used to getting ripped by Miss Hayes, so it's nothing new for me. But, these guys, they're just like, it was Sutherland, this Sutherland. I'm just standing there kind of quiet. I'm just like, she can keep telling stuff. I'm just like, Sutherland was an interesting guy.
The one thing I remember about that guy, I don't know what we were talking about in class, but he straight up called me a minority. I get it. I understand. I am half black, but you don't call me a minority. I just kind of sat there. I was very dumbfounded. I don't remember what the conversation was, but yeah, he called me a minority.
in your journal.
That was like.
Oh, and okay, this guy. We had to write journals every day in our class, and he would always go through and read them. Well, I got sick and tired of writing just a bunch of bull crap, so one day I decided to start writing song lyrics in my journal. So the first song I wrote was Piano Man. Obviously, I didn't write it. Billy Joel did. Well,
Very famous song.
yes, just everybody knows Piano Man. If you don't, you're not an American. But so I write out the lyrics to Piano Man in my journal. The next day, he grades the journals, and on the side, he left a little note telling me that this was the most, this is the best lyrics he has ever read in his life, and that I should publish it as my own and go out and make it an actual song.
He was actively encouraging you to plagiarize a song.
Yes, he had no idea. Even though I put right up at the top, Piano Man - Billy Joel. He thought I wrote the song Piano Man.
In one of my journals, I wrote that poem from Little Rascals that was like,
Dear Darla.
Dear Darla.
Dear Darla.
I hate
And he
your
gave me-
stinking good.
I wrote it word for word, and I even wrote it sloppy, so it looked like a 6-year-old wrote it. And he gave me full credit and was like, this is great. And I was like, what?
Oh,
That
God.
man, everything was awesome.
Jimmy and
Make me
Nathan, they
vomit.
told us about when they got held behind during a class, and he gave them a pass. It was like one of those really small ones.
Yeah. So every time in a class where you would need to go to a different class or you were going to be late, so he'd write you a pass. You know, everybody knows those pink pass slips, right? No. This man pulls out a pad of paper that's that big. I kid you not. It's like that and that. And he writes down as small as he can. Payton, Jimmy, Nathan, band.
Alex, you want to go ahead and edit in the
That's
last
it.
one where we pulled out those slips?
Yeah, the little one.
Or just put it in an image.
And then he goes, he leaves, and for some reason we feel the need to go through his desk. Just because we feel like it.
This is after he left.
This is after he left, of course. He wasn't here. He left halfway through the day one day, obviously, not the traditional
It
guy.
was during when band was gone.
Yep.
Yep.
Like, do you mean like left? Like,
He literally
His
walked
last
out.
day, yeah.
He
He
was
quit.
done.
Oh, yeah.
He quit in the middle of the day. And so he did that. We feel the need to go through his desk. We found an entire full pad of those pink slips. The pink passes. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This is ridiculous.
He was an interesting character.
He was.
He was a guy.
He would tell you that he wouldn't judge you for what you put in your journal. He judged me nearly every day.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was funny.
I'll never
Uh-huh.
forget when Corey Smith first moved. And he was like, so what are these journal things? And we explained it. And he wrote, every bad word in the book in that journal. And
So
he was
did
like,
Jimmy.
Everyone did.
that mother trucking fish I caught last night was a blank blankety blank blank. And he got full credit on it. And I was like, what?
Well, yeah,
It's creative writing. What are
It's
you talking
creative
about?
writing. It's a free ride. I mean, you can't.
I feel like last year's English was the highest grade everybody had.
Oh
Oh,
my
for
God.
sure. I
He
had
was-
158
Yeah,
to sit in
yeah.
that
The
class.
maximum he would let you go up to was 160% in his class because you could write over half a page for your journal and you'd get extra credit for it because all you had to write was half a page. So 160% later, administration feels the need to talk to him.
After that talk, he decided he was going to quit. So
After that,
we
talk,
went from at most 160 points to almost failing that class when
Mallory
Galen showed
took over.
We went from doing absolutely nothing every day
To all of a
to
sudden overloading.
being
yes.
overloaded.
Dude.
I remember when Miss Galen, when she first showed up, when she would grade them, she wouldn't put them in as ungraded. She would put them in as zeros
Yeah.
for me. So at one point, I had a 40 in English.
Super panic.
I
Oh,
felt
yeah.
bad because the first journal I did when she was there, she said we're going to continue to do journals, and I said that didn't work out too well for Sutherland. And yeah, I kind of compared her to him a little bit. I was like, oof, but
Dude, that was like legendary. We had 3 teachers within.
It was
Seven
not.
months.
Technically,
It was like 5.
Technically, it was 4 with Jess and
That's true.
Yeah.
Mauder.
And then
Yeah.
Coop Ryder started giving us assignments.
Yeah, Coop Ryder started.
So yeah, we
giving us
basically had 5
Oh,
English
yeah.
teachers in
junior year.
a semester.
in the course of what, like 2 months?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was whack.
It was a fun
I think it
time.
was actually whack.
That class convinced me not to take comp.
Oh, comp is terrible.
Comp is
That's
Ain't
why
gonna lie.
Comp 1 ain't bad. Comp
I went-
2 on
Comp
the
2?
other hand, we've got 2 essays due in like 2 weeks.
10 out of 10
so-
don't recommend.
I haven't started.
I'm in barters, so
I've never had
Oh, I
a
love
teacher.
her.
Oh, Barter. Oh,
she is fun.
easy class.
She
I
is
love
fun.
Great
her.
teacher.
You are fun, Miss Barter, if you are
Fantastic.
watching this.
Yes, you
You're
are.
fantastic.
Love you.
Actually, even though I didn't take any of his classes here because I was a sophomore.
Yeah. No other class is gonna experience the atrocity that we had to go through
But,
at
like-
Sutherland.
Can't touch it.
Yeah, digital media.
No.
Digital media. We did interviews and stuff at the beginning of the year, like
Mhm.
this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we had to film him because he was one of your teachers. I got the most creepy feeling off that dude. I did not.
Yeah, he.
He was so creepy.
He gives off that vibe.
Oh.
And he also
Does
stood
he
way too
watch
close.
these?
Yeah,
Like
no,
legit,
no,
I was.
probably
I told him I was like, dude, can you just pack up? It was.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when he first moved here, and for some reason, well, I mean, obviously for a reason, after 2 weeks, someone got on this teacher rating website and read all of the comments about, and they were the exact same
Mhm.
situations.
Dude had a blog. Ben
Yes.
had a blog.
Yes. Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, that was.
Wow is all I can basically say
Yeah.
about all of his blogs. A lot of the
Ugh.
stuff he said, as a teacher or even like as an adult,
I don't think you should be able to tell
Not
that as a
appropriate.
teacher. No.
Yeah, a lot of curse words were put into that thing. We found that it was a link on his Facebook actually.
Yeah.
That was an adventure.
Okay, and he had us write, like, about this poem or this saying he really liked, and then someone came up to me and was like, look at this, and it was the background picture on his Facebook page.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, it was something. But I'm telling you what, you guys know how like whenever he'd put his hand on your back, he would never put his hand on your back.
He
He'd
was just
hover.
like-
He would hover
Yeah.
right there, and
Hi.
like you could feel his presence.
Yes.
But you know
It was
it's
very
not gonna
creepy.
Like you can feel it on your shoulder,
So-
but it's not
I
touching.
Ethan.
was told by authorities not to be touching me.
Ethan. Oh, what's his name?
Ethan Mulligan.
No.
Moore.
More.
Is that a
Ethan
person?
Moore? No.
No, that's
Ethan.
not.
He runs cross country. Friends with Seabass. You guys know the guy. So, Ethan, he was in debate last year in 6th hour, whatever hour it was. And so, he was like, can I talk to you after class? He was talking to Sutherland. He was like, can I talk to you after class? And Sutherland was like, sure. So, of course, Eli Kraft feels the need to stay a little bit longer to pack up his Chromebook. And so, he's telling, like, everybody had left except for Eli, and Eli's not paying attention. You know, everybody's done it. And Ethan's like, bro, you gotta stop touching me. Like, if you don't stop touching me, like, I'm gonna claim sexual harassment. I was like,
He told him that?
Yes.
That
That's
escalated.
ballsy, my friends.
oh,
That's
I was
ballsy.
like, dang.
That
all right.
escalated quickly.
It really did. I was like, I was not expecting that. I was like, okay.
That's
that,
intense.
That sounds good. But, yeah.
Good old
So,
Ben.
so when we're playing the.
I don't know.
Or is that lost?
I don't think he
Lost the
did.
history.
That's probably lost to history.
I remember in freshman year during physical science, I don't remember what hour it was, but 1 hour was caught cheating the entire hour.
No.
I think it was 7th hour
Yeah.
because
What class was that?
Because I was in first hour.
English?
Were you in my first hour?
He just said physical science.
physical
no,
science.
I had 4th hour.
Guys, this is a shower rock.
I was walking to go to the bathroom and get a drink, and as I'm walking back, I can hear from the lunchroom him yelling, just berating them about cheating, and I immediately knew what was happening. And I looked in there from down the hallway. Everyone was sitting there just looking down, just so sad.
Man, what was mine?
I mean, okay, I got another memory for you.
Wait, can I say mine before I forget
Sure.
again?
Yep.
When Mr. Gear was teaching, we all.
Shut up.
Sorry.
It was cute.
Infrared, I'm sorry.
It was cute. But, no, I remember we walked in, and I don't know what boy it was. It was probably Jacob. But he was like, Mr. Gear, is this your sister? And it was his fiance. And so, like, since then, we're all like, oh, that's the guy that married his sister, right? And so they saw him not too long ago. They're like, how's your sister? I was like,
They got married on my birthday, and I'm not very happy about it, but it's fine.
I wasn't invited, so I'm not very happy.
Freshman year,
I wasn't the bride, so I'm not
I was
happy
in
about it.
Garwood, Pound, whatever you want to call her.
Oh, golly.
I was in her class for physical science. My mother feels the need to make sure I'm in the final. She feels the need to make sure I'm in the final. I can understand that. So I'm in the middle of taking a test. Like, we're in the middle of the final. And all of our phones are in our bags. You know, like, we can't have them out. We can't see them. Like, they can't even be in our pockets. They're in our bags. All of a sudden, you can hear the bzzz, bzzz. I was like, okay, let's just ignore it. Like, I know it's coming from my bag. Everybody's looking around. I'm just still taking the test. I'm just like, please stop. It shuts off. I'm like, okay, everything's fine.
Stop again.
30 seconds later. Bzz, bzz, bzz. I was like, oh, dear Jesus. I was like, all right. I told her, I was like, can I turn it off? Like, can I just turn my phone completely off? She was like, no, you can't touch it. I was like, all right. It's not my fault now that it's buzzing. 30 seconds after that one shuts off. Bzz, bzz, bzz. I was like, I finally said, can I give my phone to you? She says, sure. I grabbed my backpack and plop it on her laptop. I was like, I'm not touching my phone. I gave her my entire bag. I check back, right? After the test, you know, we get out of there, figuring out who is calling me, because I know it's the same person. Look and see, it's my mom. I was like, great. Text her. I was like, what did you want? She was like, I wanted to make sure you were in your final. I was like, yes, Mother,
Yes, Mom,
thank
that's
you.
why I'm not answering the phone.
Yeah, when I don't answer the phone, at least after the second time, you might get the hint that I'm in the final.
You would think.
I was like, oh, my Lord, because she was getting mad, and everybody else was on my side about it. I was just like, oh, good Lord.
I love
Because
you,
she was not the nicest person.
No.
Garwood, oh, Lord.
I remember from Mr. Gear's final.
Oh,
Which
that was
one? The
bad.
starfish or the other one that didn't really matter?
Starfish.
Yes.
After we were done cutting open a starfish, that was the only thing we got cut open. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the class now getting to cut open like
Sharks.
sharks
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff?
And
like all
cats.
kinds of
No,
I'm
I gotta do
jealous.
cats. I'm doing a cat and a pig. Oh my gosh,
I'm
I have to
jealous.
kill a cat this week. Oh, I don't have to kill it. I have to skin it. I am actually terrified. I love cats. I cried the
Alrighty.
first time I saw it in the
I'll
back.
skin it.
You're gonna have nightmares where you're just like,
Frank brought in the full set of Cards Against Humanity, the full box.
Yeah, he did.
And we played Cards Against Humanity with Gear. Gear was fun because we would just do
We
it.
watched pirated movies.
We watched a lot of pirated movies. We watched War Dogs. He said, what are they going to do, fire me? Because that was his last year
He was
teaching.
leaving.
First and last.
Yep.
No, he was there for a couple years.
Yeah, he was there for a couple of years. That was
Just the two.
That was a fun class.
That was fun.
He was a
a
cool
fun
dude.
hmm
It was a good class.
Yeah, it was.
I think he even won that game.
Oh.
Jeez.
So does anyone have any other stories? Or
No?
and if not, that's fine.
I think we're good.
All right. That was the second episode of Senior Memories. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys for showing up.
No problem.
Yeah.
man.
Sorry if you had stuff to do today.
Oh,
Nope, I'm in
just in
Air Force,
government.
we're
We're
good.
fine.
So, other than Colt, thank you all for showing up.
Thank you, sir.
All right.